Alright, welcome everyone to this video where I'm going to be showing you how you can get full marks in the database section of the IGCSE ICT paper 2-1, and I'll be also sharing some useful tips and tricks which you can use to save time in the exam itself, which I also use to help me. Without further ado, let's begin. So I'm going to be solving the paper 2-1 for May-June 2025 for reference. And then let's start. So first things first, we have to import our data into the Access. We have to create a database first, which I have created in my workspace here. As you can see here, you can give it any name you like, but it should be sensible. And then, oh, that's, yes. All right. Now let's import the data we have. So from file, we choose text file, we go to browse. This is the data. Okay, next, and the first row contains the field names, as you can see here. That's with all of the data. So we select this and go to next. Now this is where we select the data type. You can either choose to select it from here, or you can go to advanced and choose from this section. So sorry, um, the first three are in text. Yeah, that's correct. Then we have number. Yes, that's also correct. Then we have date with time. That's also correct. And it has a certain format you're supposed to choose it in. And we'll choose that once we're done selecting it. But from here, we have to choose. Okay, I'll stick to choosing the DMY from here. Then we have telephone to be text. Okay, I'll make it long text, I think. And then we have the rest to be text, except for application code. Is yes, that's yes or no. So that's it for the data types. You can see here, yes, 1 second. No, okay, so that's it. Now we select next. We choose our primary key, which is set as learner number. So click on this next. We don't have to change the name since they didn't give us any name. Now we just click on finish. Hopefully we don't get any import errors. Yes, there we go. So this is the data. And as you can see here, we had a specific format for the date. We're yet to select that. And also the online application is supposed to display a yes or a no, but we have checkboxes. So now to edit that, we go to the design view, click here, and then go to lookup, and we choose a text box from here. Now if I save it and I go here, now you can see the yes and the no's. And now for the date and the time, you have to go to the general format. I can just copy this, paste it here, and save, and that is it. Now we are done importing this data into our Access. Now we're supposed to save the data. It's a very key instruction in case there's light out or a case like that. Your data might get lost, so it's very good practice to be saving it as you're doing it. Now place in your evidence document a screenshot of the field names, data types, blah blah blah. So now we have to take a screenshot of this part. Keep the screenshots as straight to point as possible. Don't include extra information. And this is step 15. Just it here, make it a bit bigger. Make sure the evidence is visible enough. Alright, And now we can finally go to step number 16. So now we're supposed to import the J2521 access.csv. So we go here again, external data from file, text file, this one. Okay. The same with this, we have to select first row. So we have to select this option in basically all the past papers, in all the papers basically, because the first ring always contains the field names, the first row. So set all data types to text. So click next. All of them should be text. They are text. Then next. And now we're supposed to set AA code as the primary key. We set that AA code as the primary key. Um, and we click finish. And here we go with the second table as well. Now we're supposed to place another screenshot of the for the evidence. So we do that from here. And now for the screenshots, you can use snipping tool by either opening it or using the keyboard shortcut, which is Windows plus Shift plus S. And then you have to drag and select around. And then you can just paste it here, make it a bit bigger. Um, that's enough, I think. And then let's move on to the next step, which is again importing the third table. And notice that here we're supposed to select the primary key ourselves. So for that, we'll have to examine the data first. So which table is it? Class and external data from file, text file, class. Okay. Here again, and then we select next. All right. Now the year group is supposed to be a number. That's a number. Then the rest is supposed to be text. So I can check from here. All right, that's fine. And next. Now this is where we're supposed to select the primary key, and this is where most of us make mistakes. Some of us would end up leaving this as ID, but that is not the primary key. We're supposed to choose our own primary key from the data that was given with the table. Now the primary key is supposed to have data that's unique. And notice that from all of this, let's take year group for instance. It can't be the primary key because they are not unique. The 10 keeps on repeating, so does the 11. Class tutor cannot be the primary key. It's not it is not unique to all of them. And class ref, notice that it changes, it never stays the same. It's different for all the rows basically. So that is what we'll keep as the primary key for this table. And we click finish. Also, if you finish importing your table basically and you see another one over here saying import errors, that basically means you made an error while selecting the data type mainly. So you have to delete that table and import it again, otherwise you'd have errors in your work. All right, now we have to save the data, place an evidence, um, which there was the class. So go to home, go to design view, take a screenshot, and make sure that this specific column of this page shows, because this tells the primary key, this symbol here. All right, paste it here. Right, next step. Now create a one-to-many relationships between the tables. So first we have, okay, so first let's go here. We go to create, then we click on, I'm sorry, we go to database tools, then we select relationships. And now we can add all the tables by holding and dragging them. All right. Between the field AA code in the access table, AA code, and the AA code in the learners table, where do we have that? Okay. So I click on this and I bring it here, create, and then the primary key field in the class table, which is class ref, and the class code field in the learners table. Uh, so I take this class code, create. Now we can drag this to the center, bring this here, get a bit bigger. All right. And now we have to save our work and then place an evidence showing the one-to-many. Now what you can do here is you can either take a screenshot of just this part, or um, you can either also click on this 2 times and then you take a screenshot of, sorry, you take a screenshot of this particular window for both of them. So you take for this one and you take for this one, sorry, for this one, and then you paste it here just in case. I always use to paste it. It's a good practice in case something might not be visible here and you don't realize that. All right, now you can save this and close the relationships. Okay, so now we're supposed to add the following as a new record in the learners table. Now I have the privilege of just copy pasting from here to the database, but in the exam you'd have to make sure you don't miss out any of the spellings or any of the digits here, because it might lose, might cost your mark basically. So I'll just go to the learners table and start copy pasting. Um, go to this view, go all the way to the bottom, then you click here. So this is the surname, we paste it, the forename, and the gender, my bad, all of them. Make sure to not miss out any single digit or letter from from when you're typing them down, because it can cost you a mark again. Telephone, and then class code, and then no. So that's all basically. Then make sure to save your work. You can either do that by Control S, or you can click this button at the top. All right, now this is the part where we can save a lot of time. Most students here would use the query wizard, and then they would import all the fields from the tables and then select the ones we're supposed to tick from here, which wastes a lot of time. So to prevent that, you can just create the query itself. You go to create, you click on query design, and now they said using fields from all the tables. So we import all the tables, and I'll just bring this here, bring this here. Yes. They said so now from after we're done doing this, importing the tables that they mentioned, we make sure we bring all the fields that they're talking about here. So we bring learner number, Let me just increase this so that I can see them all. And one thing to note is that they should be in the exact order that they are mentioning over here. So we have learner number, then forename, surname, date of birth, gender, year group, habit here, class code, access arrangement, where's class code, access arrangement, online application. Okay, I'll just go a bit. In this order, all right, and then okay, so now we can finally come back to this after we're done with this. So now we're supposed to select the records where the gender is female. So we come here, we click on criteria, we just type female and save. Okay, so the query name we can give it query step 20 basically. Now I click on run. Right. Okay. So if you see something like this, all you have to do is basically save your work, close the database and open it again. I don't know why it does that. Enable content, come to the query. Now you can see that all the gender is only female, there's no male in here. And now we can move to the next step, which is access arrangement includes the text time. So for this, we click on criteria, we put an asterisk, time, and then we click on run. Now all of the access arrangement has time in it. All right. Now we're done with the query, basically this part, and now we're supposed to start with the report. Now one thing to note is that they mentioned here that we're supposed to give the data in a specific order. We can do that from here by selecting, but in some cases, the data might not be arranged correctly, right? So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is that we save the query, we go to the report wizard, we select all the fields from the query, go to next, and they said do not group the data. So we choose this one because here the data is grouped by access arrangement, here too. So we select this one, then next, we don't do anything here. Here too, we can select the ascending or the descending order, but in a few cases, the data might not be arranged correctly. So it's preferred to use, I prefer to use another method for that. So we leave that here. And then we're supposed to have landscape orientation. Click on landscape, and there's a tabular report. And next, modify, what name do we have? Okay, so we give this name to the report. Make sure you don't leave any extra spaces. Finish. Okay, so now the first thing we have to do is go to the report view. Okay, layout view, go to home, uh, report, layout design. Now from here we select group and sort. Then we add a sort. This is for this part. Sorry about that. And so it says sort the data into ascending order of access arrangement. So we select access arrangement, ascending order. So A is supposed to be on the top, and then descending order of year group. Add another one, descending order of year group. So from largest to smallest, that's descending. We save it, and now um, we're done with all of this. We finished that, and we're done with this as well. This as well. Okay, so, we added the title. Okay, we're done with this. All right. Now let's arrange the data so that it prints on 2 pages wide. Um, fit. Okay, so it says fits a single page. Okay, single page wide. Sorry, and prints on only 2 pages. So we go to the layout view for that. Okay, so press Control, move it here, increase the size. All right. Access arrangement. We press Control, then we bring it here. Make sure there's no overlapping because some data might become hidden. Um, it's best to use the arrows on the keyboard to move them around instead of the cursor because sometimes you might make a mistake and then this space becomes enlarged and it doesn't look too good. And then um, okay, so I'm supposed to use the arrows, not by dragging. And then the gender, okay, it's already coming in. And I'll just move it a bit here. All your data must be visible, otherwise you will lose marks for sure. So make sure to take care of that. Okay, so I can just move this here. And make sure to arrange it in a neat order so that there's enough and almost equal space between all the columns. So as you can see, I have almost the same space apart from this place a bit. Maybe I can change that a bit better. All right. So we're done with all of this part basically. Um, this part tail here. Now we're supposed to use a function to display the date of birth of the youngest student and place it at the end of the report. So at the end of the report means not on the page footer, it means at the report footer, right? So now to display the youngest date of birth, right? We click here. So the youngest date of birth would be sorry. All right. So for this one, since it's a date, you can't do the min and the max, right? So in case you don't know the formula, all you can do is you click on this because it has integer values. All right, and one thing to note is that they said the youngest date, the date date of birth of the youngest student. So that means that's the greatest date we have, right? Because the youngest student would have the lowest age. So that would be like the most recent years, right? So that means it's the max function. So we click here, we do max, and now we have our max value here. Now we can go to the design view, enlarging this so that you can easily see it. And now all we have to do is change the field name from year group to TOB, hit enter, bring it from there to here. This is an approach for the lazy students. Maybe I'm also part of them. This is what I did. Um, yes, this is the date of birth, I'm thinking. Yes, so we go to design view again and um, we do this, click on it, format, I think it should be somewhere here. property sheet. Um, we format it as medium date. Yes, that's the correct one. Otherwise, you'd show that long number, which is not correct. All right, now we have the perfect date. So you just make this short enough, move it right below. All right, and that is for this, and it's supposed to have this label fully visible to the left of this date. Um, design view, we add a label here. All right, and then we make this big because I'm sure we're supposed to take a screenshot of this for evidence. All right, yes, it says here, so you can do that step first. Make sure this formula is fully visible, so you have to make sure that it's not showing like this. Just extend it like this. Just take a formula screenshot, come here. This is step what? Step 20. Paste it here, make it a bit bigger. Alright, we can go to the layout view now and arrange it again to make sure it's right below the date of birth. Alright, and we're left with this. So make sure it has your name, center number, and candidate number in the footer so that it appears in the same position on every page. Same position on every page means it appears in the page footer, not the report footer. Now notice something here. If you have two pages to print and you put your name in the report footer, it will only show on the last page where the report is ending. So wherever, most of the times where we have one page, we're supposed to put the name and the candidate center number at the report footer. But where we have more than one page, then definitely we're going to be putting it in the page footer. So here we are putting it in the page footer. We just add a label here. You can put it anywhere. I just type the name and the candidate number, which is the center number, which is like um, so yes, that's just for example. All right, and now save and print your report. Before printing, the best thing to do is do a print preview to make sure all the data is visible. All right, and yes, that's it for the report. So we're done with the report. And now let's move on to the last question, I think. Yeah, all right, which is doing the field, creating the label, sorry. And labels are still part of the syllabus here. All right, now you can close the print preview. You can close this, save. Make sure to save your work as you go along. All right, now using fields from all the tables produce labels. So for labels, we're supposed to use queries again. We create a query from here and tables, double click on this. All right. So we're supposed to have these particular fields from the tables. So access arrangement is first, and then learner number. Then we have forename, surname, DOB, class code, and class tutor. Class code and class tutor. All right. Now here they said select the records where the AA code is AA01, and where is that? All right. Notice that here we didn't have the AA code, but here they are mentioning that we're supposed to select where the records where we have the AA code to be AA01. So that means it's also supposed to be part. Where did it go? All right. But then since it's not showing in the label here in the example, it means we are supposed to check this box so that it doesn't show. We type A is 01, alright, we can run. Alright, so now all the labels have, uh, they are with the AA code to be A is 01, just that we can't see it. Alright, now the class code includes the number 5 or 6. So type 5 or 6. Alright, okay, that's my bad. Class code includes the numbers 5 or 6. Control S. Okay, what name do we give this? Quiz step 21. Alright, hopefully it works. Alright, that is weird. So, here, uh, hmm, okay, it said class code includes the number 5 or 6. So, oh yes, I see the mistake I made. Supposed to be like this. My bad. Yes. Now all the class codes have 5 or 6 and is sorted in descending order of learner number. Where is learner number? Alright, we have it here, so we sort it in descending order. Alright, now I click on run. We have how many? 1 of 13. Um, okay, now we can go ahead and save. We click on labels here. Now notice that they gave us the dimensions which we're supposed to use, which is 99 millimeters by 67.7 millimeters. And here we have them to be in inches, so I think we can change that from here, or 99 by 67 actually. So 99. Uh, hmm, 93. Here we have 99. All right, this is the size. Okay, and now we go to next. Here we don't change anything. All right, now this is the arrangement that we're supposed to have. So we're done with this portrait orientation. We can do that right now. Okay, so first we have access arrangement. Then we have learner number. Okay, my bad. Press enter. Then take learner number. Then you have forename and surname on the same line. Sorry, surname. Then we have DOB. My bad. DOB. Then we have class code dash. Okay, so we have a space, I think. Class tutor. All right. And then we're supposed to have our name, center number, and candidate number at the bottom left. I think we can just add that from here. Um, sorry. Center number. I don't know what it was. I've forgotten again. All right. Now we click on next. I was supposed to sort them. No. Alright, I think that's it. You select next, modify. Alright. Um, yeah, that's it. I think finish. Alright. Now they said modify only the first two lines of the label. So and this. So they have a 14-point font. Okay, so we make this 14 is center aligned. Select that from here. Displayed in bold. Select this. Alright. And make sure that data on every other line is fully visible. Alright, we'll do that. So now we do this bottom left. So this is the left. Alright, yeah. So you see the layout view, everything is visible, I think. Yeah. Now we'll go to the print preview before we print. This is how it's supposed to look like. Alright. And now we just save and print the labels, which we have seen the print preview. Now we can just go ahead and print them. Alright, so this is basically it for the database section. Now make sure to follow these tips and tricks, or at least try them to see if you get any improvements. Now the key thing to get the full marks actually is to practice and practice and practice. Um, so you have to solve as many past papers as you can, and that is the only way you're going to get the hang of how to um, do all the possible questions that you can get with database basically, and with all others, the document production, the PowerPoint and everything. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them.